Good morning, broadcasting live from Chapala, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill the Geek channel. We do Mexico travel. We go to restaurants. We go to historic places. We show you things to do, places to go. And I hope we have audio this week. If you can't hear me, let me know because we had audio problems last week. But we have all kinds of video. Hey, Kentucky Gypsy Traveler, can you hear me? Let me know. I'm sure you guys will let me know if you can't hear me. So, okay, we got a lot to cover this week. A lot is going on. Katie Ibarra has a new house to show us this week. It's a fabulous house. It sells for $385,000. It's expensive, but you got to see this place. My wife, Teresa, has a brand new fish recipe, and we're going to show you what that's all about. And we did an interview about COVID in Puerto Vallarta with a doctor. We have a link to that video below. We're going to talk about that. We went into a very wonderful restaurant, and then another pub that we went into was a real surprise as far as what happened in there. But we're going to cover all of that and more today. Okay, let's see who is in the house. We have 15 people in the house. Miguel Salas from Miami is asking me, have you ever been to Lagos de Moreno? No, Miguel, I've never been there. And if you haven't been here before, hit the like button. And we have a lot more videos to come, so you want to make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Christine Prowse, always good to see you, Christine, in Montana. One Gypsy Traveler. Good morning, Brian Meaden. Good morning from Winnipeg, Canada. Marho Wag. Buenos dias from Minnesota. Oh, I love Minnesota. Drew Breeze. Hey, Bill, you got 4 likes before you went live. People love your program. Thank you, Drew Breeze. We love you. Oh, great. Great. The audio is good. Thank you. One Gypsy Traveler from Kentucky. We have audio. That's a very good thing. April, everyone, live from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I've been through there one time. That's funny. They actually make cigarettes there. That's where the name for Salem and Winston's come from. That's funny. That's hilarious. Okay, I saw it. It was beautiful. Okay. Senor Mexico, buenos dias. Ted here from Baltimore, Maryland. Jack Webb, another Kentuckian here too. Loud and clear from Lexington, Kentucky. Hiya, Jack. Jack Webb, morning one, Gypsy. Okay, you guys. Oh, it's raining there. Oh, the weather here, it's sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it's 66 degrees. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot is going on. We have the movie star Axel Foley in the house. Greetings from the Pocono Mountains to Bill the Geek and the gang from Axe. Glad I mowed yesterday. Rainy. Janie Hudson, I just got your message about Katie's video. We're going to show the people a little bit about that. Hola, we are working. What are you working on, Janie? With Katie on our new home in Ajijic. She is the best ever. Which one are you going to buy? Are you going to buy the one with the swimming pool down in the basement? Roy, good morning from Tejas. Can't wait to get to Ajijic in late November. Great time to come. Jordan White, hey Bill, from New Jersey. Hola. And Teresa de Anda is in the house. Teresa de Anda is in the house. And since she just popped in and said hello to everybody, that is my wife, she's got a new video out this week And she's going to take these ingredients here. In the lower right-hand corner of this picture, there's a glass bowl. It looks like it has a brain in it. Well, it's not a brain. That's what they call, it's like hamburger, but it's not beef inside. It's fish. It's like ground up fish. And she made this dish. There's the ingredients she uses, and the link to her website and to this video is below in the description. And here's what it looks like when it ends. She says she puts these things on sticks so that they're fun for kids to eat, and she decorates them with the ketchup and mustard. But I tell you what, if you follow the instructions to this recipe, this is one of the most it was delicious. It was phenomenal. And I took one bite out of this, I'm gonna call it a fish patty or a fish cake. And I didn't want to put anything on it because I used to eat Arthur Treacher's fish and chips a lot. And you put the vinegar on it and maybe some salt. But this, I ate one full patty. I didn't put anything on it. This is a delicious recipe, another delicious recipe from my wife, Teresa de Anda. Go to, click the link below, subscribe to her channel, check it out. It's excellent. She comes out with new videos. She does videos about cookings all the time. Who else is in the house? Okay, CMT 63. Good morning from Florida. It's always good to hear you. And Cindy is up and at 'em early. Buenos dias. Buenos dias a ti, Cindy. Ray Sanchez, good morning. Greetings from San Nicolas de Ibarra. Hola, Ray. We are here to check out our home build project. We did a video on let me look over here. On San Nicolas de Ibarra. It's about a 5-minute drive from where we live in Chapala. The population is about 4,000. It's very peaceful. Katie and I did a video on a house there that was for sale for $148,000. Teresa and I almost bought it. Beautiful home, small community. You might need a car if you live there, but they have taxi services, bus services. Ray, you're in a great spot. Jack Webb, it was 48 when I got up. Had to fight a raccoon trying to eat my bird seed container. Janie Hudson, oh, no, not that one. Ours is a bit smaller. Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about, Janie. Okay. One Gypsy Traveler says, good morning, Teresa, Senor Mexico. Absolutely love Teresa video. The girl can cook. Danita Price from Michigan. Woo, go Buckeyes. Danita, go Buckeyes. Axel Foley. Bill, the temp today is 70 degrees and the trees are changing color. What a beautiful sight to see. REO Speed Dragon. Good morning, Bill. You make my Saturday mornings, and good morning, Teresa. You make my girlfriend think I can cook. Right on. REO Jack Webb. Indian is one of my favorite foods. So that's interesting. In fact, I'm making a chickpea potato chicken stew for my wife as we are sitting outside by the fire tonight. How romantic. Jack Webb. Ooh, Bill, I've got an offer on my house. Good for you. Good for you. One Gypsy Traveler. James Smith. Buenos dias, Bill. That food looks delicious. It is delicious. You got to try it out. Okay, so let's get down to business now. Let's get down to some business here. For the last month and a half, I've been showing you guys this Doctors at Home website. which you're looking at Teresa's son-in-law, Aurelio Jimenez. It took me like 3 years to figure out how to say Aurelio. But anyway, we did an interview with him this week. And it's a lengthy video. It's about 40 minutes long. And here is the video. We're not going to play the audio. Let me turn. Where's the volume control here? Here we go.
Okay.
Come on.
So you can hear me.
Stop. Where's the volume control? Oh, there it is. Is it down there? Well, we'll just stop that video. Why can't I get to the audio controls? But anyway, it was very interesting talking to Aurelio because he is like the only doctor on the planet that makes house calls. Okay, so we talk about his business. He says most of his business is from people going to Puerto Vallarta and they get diarrhea and they can't leave their hotel room, or they're at home and they get diarrhea. He says, or they have the flu. He says another common thing that people have problems with is beach accidents. Beach accidents, which are usually stingray bites or jellyfish stings. And he tells you a very humorous thing about how to alleviate jellyfish stings. But we did talk in depth about COVID. We talked in depth about COVID in Puerto Vallarta. And he says all the hospitals are full in Puerto Vallarta. And again, we've talked about hospitals in Mexico. There are two types. There are public hospitals, and then there are private hospitals. And my insurance, I go to a private hospital. But he said if you get COVID in Mexico, they're going to want somewhere between 100,000 pesos to 400,000 pesos before they will treat you. And 100,000 pesos is about $5,000. 400,000 pesos is about $25,000. And the problem with that is there's two types of insurance that you can have in Mexico. In one type, let's say they're going to charge you $400,000, 400,000 pesos. That means that's $25,000. They want you to pay the money up front and then they reimburse you. That's one kind of insurance. The other type of insurance is the hospital, the insurance pays for everything up front. And he says many times it's not a problem of getting someone into a hospital. The problem is getting the people to be able to pay for the services. But anyway, this video, there's a link to it below. It has lots of information about COVID in Vallarta, and this applies to all of Mexico, what you should do to keep yourself safe from COVID in Mexico. Let's see who is in the house now. Woohoo, Bill. Okay, Danita Price. We started sending our statements to Alvaro so he can check over them. Very good, Danita. Very good. You're on the way. Buckeyes from Ohio. Go Bucks. I hope the Buckeyes can turn it around. Okay, also, let's see here. Katie Ibarra, we did a house. The video is below. It's a beautiful house, and you can see that we're shooting this house on a beautiful day. What day was this? I think this was Thursday of this week. And in this video, we're walking. I don't see how I can mute. I can usually mute. Oh, whatever. Okay. Oh, here it is down here. Katie chat. Yeah. Just mute it right off of there. Right. Okay. So, we're in front of the house, and the realtor wanted us to see the clubhouse. I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit. And so this is the clubhouse for the house. Hola, Kathy from Spokane, Washington. So this is the view from the clubhouse of this community. It's called El Dorado. El Dorado is a gated community, and it's about 4-minute drive from Ajijic. It's about a 5-minute drive from Chapala. It's in a high security area. There's no room for construction. The houses are like brand new. All you see is brand new houses. But if I'm going to fast forward this a little bit, but this is the clubhouse you have access to if you live in this house. Again, the house sells for $385,000. And if you buy the house and live in this community, or if you can find a place for this, or if you can rent a place in El Dorado, well, you have access to this, what they call it, infinity pool that overlooks the ocean. What a beautiful view. What a beautiful place to stay. The place has 2 tennis courts overlooking the ocean, a workout room overlooking the ocean, and the link to this video is below. But look at the view. Look at the infinity pool. This is how you really want to live if you live in anywhere. I mean, California, Florida, Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Winnipeg. Don't you want to wake up and go down to the pool and jump in? Or to take your friends into this giant clubhouse with a giant kitchen and all that kind of stuff and pool tables. Everything very nicely done. The video is below. There are the tennis courts. I'm going to zoom through here. This is the workout room. This giant workout room is just fabulous. But let's take a look at the house. Let's take a look at the house. We'll go into the house. Now we're out in front of the house. There we go. Now we're in front of the house, and I'll move ahead a bit so you guys don't get bored as we look. But we'll go into the house, and here we go. We have Katie knows how to say the name of this ceiling. I forget how you say it. Obovodo, something like that. Beautiful ceilings, beautiful kitchen. It's all kitchen, dining room, living room. Everything's all connected very nicely. But the video is below in the description. Marble countertops. It's a fabulous house. $385,000 if you've got the cash. Okay, but the description is below. That house is going to sell very quickly. Marisol, hola de Mexico. Marisol, hola to you. Kathy, buenos dias from Spokane, Washington. M. Mancuso, greeting from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Ooh, we got Malaysia in the house. I don't think we've had Malaysia in the house before. Juana Murillo, good morning from Los Angeles. Marisol El Dorado, overpriced gringo. Don't live there. Okay. Hey, everybody's got their things they want to do, right? I just showed the videos, all right? But I got to say the place was beautiful, but it's an isolated place, and probably I don't know who lives there, but it was drop dead gorgeous, I got to say. Okay, who's in the house? Oh, Eric Drews, thank you so much for that donation. And I'm so happy to get donations so we can eat food and make these videos. Making these videos is a challenge, and I think about these live broadcasts all week. And I got up at 7 o'clock this morning because yesterday we did Katie's video and put that up. The day before we did the doctor at home video and put that up. But these videos, it's fun, but it's intense, and getting the lighting all set up and then hooking up all this stuff. I have a YouTube open to connect. Then I use this thing called OBS software. Got to connect that, get the camera all hooked up and the lighting. But anyway, Eric Drews, thank you so much for that donation. In a minute, we're going to go into a restaurant that we eat at regularly that is worth noting. But then we had a magical experience in a very special bar restaurant. It's super magical experience. We'll get to that in a few moments. Okay, Marjo Wag. Hi, Bill. What are the health insurance options in Mexico? Is there an insurance agency down there you can recommend? Okay, Marjo, I'm going to call you Marjo. Marjo, my email is in the description below. And what you want to do is email me directly. And Katie and Teresa and I are, my wife, we are insured through Teresa's sister-in-law. She sells health insurance, car insurance. Her husband is an insurance executive. And I pay her about $1,200 a year. I have a very large deductible, but it's good insurance. If something happens to either one of us, we go to the best hospitals in Mexico. Most healthcare in Mexico is very affordable. Like if you get the flu or something like that, you need some medicine, that's really cheap. I just pay out of the pocket. I go to the doctor, they give me a prescription. That visit usually costs me like $5. Literally $5, get a prescription. Stuff is really cheap, but God forbid, like right now, I have a heart attack. They say a heart attack is going to cost you about 150,000 pesos. That's $7,500. But anyway, if you want me to hook you up with Barrow, that is Teresa's sister-in-law, I can email you her email address and we will get you all hooked up. Rob's morning, Bill, from Palm Springs, California. We had a lovely downpour yesterday. Most welcome this morning. It's in the 70s. Good for you, Rob's. And I hope that rain moves up north and just puts out all the fires. One gypsy traveler. Do I need a Mexican or any license if I buy a Vepa type scooter? Good question. I have no idea. When I look at those things, there are a ton of those things getting around. But I'll look around this week and ask people and see if you need a license or tags for those things. Good question. Okay, now we're doing a video this week. We're doing a video this week on restaurants, our favorite restaurants in Chapala. We're not going into Ajijic yet, but most of the places that we're going to say are our favorite restaurants are actually my favorite restaurants, and they make like American type foods. And you may say, well, you live in Mexico. Why do you eat American food when you go to restaurants? And you have to imagine that Teresa was born in, she's a Mexican national, grew up in Guadalajara. So every day we eat Mexican food in the house 24/7. And I remember when I lived in Puerto Vallarta, there was a family. It was a huge family with a great restaurant on the beach, and it was all Mexican cuisine, and the food was excellent. And one time I went to the mall, and the entire family was in like one booth at Carl's Jr. And I asked them, I said, I'd only been in Mexico for about 1 year, and I said, what are you guys doing in Carl's Jr.'s? And I mean, because I don't like Carl's Jr., okay? I ate there one time, I didn't like it, I'll never go back. But they said, well, we eat Mexican food all the time, so this is like just something different to eat. So for me, a lot of times we'll order rotisserie chicken. Yesterday we ordered a rotisserie chicken. That's huge down here in Mexico. You know, we had it delivered. You can have those delivered just like you have pizza delivered. So we'll eat that today, but whenever I can get a cheeseburger. But anyway, this week, let's see what's going on. Okay, Robs. Yeah, okay. You're welcome, Gypsy Traveler. I'll look around. Most likely you will need to get license plates for the Vepa scooter. If it's 125 cc, no worries, or okay, no need a driver's license. Thank you very, very much, M. So we're going to go into this place. It's called, I did not put a link to their location, but the name of this place is La Palapa de Don Juan. La Palapa de Don Juan. I know they have a Facebook page. This place is right at the edge of the Malecon, and it's almost the last restaurant at the edge of the Malecon. In fact, you have to leave the Malecon and just walk by the restaurants on the Malecon. You keep walking and you'll see a sign. You'll see the sign here in the video. And maybe not. I'm gonna turn down the audio. This place is really nice. They only serve breakfast food, and I think they open at 8 and they close at 3. It's only breakfast food, but they have excellent pancakes, excellent waffles. They make okay eggs Benedict. But the view, there are always people eating here. But it's very clean, and I will say that the food is reliable. And you can see that all of these tables that are inside and the restaurant is covered by a palapa, which is like straw. But all of these tables overlook the lake. And you can see the trees over there in the background. And you can see Teresa over there. But we're going to meet some people here that are friends of ours. And we eat here, about once every 2 months. You can eat inside, outside, but the food is reliable if you want that American breakfast kind of a deal. That island out there, you can take a boat that goes out to that island. I think it cost about 200 pesos or $10. And this place is very peaceful and very clean, and the scenery is very nice. Now, let's see what kind. And you can see that there's lots of room, really big. But let's take a peek at what we had to eat. Now, Teresa ordered some type of chicken crepe, and I have to stop the video. On the left, that is Irene, and on the right, that is Walt. And we walk, as most of you know, in the morning, we walk about 4 or 5 miles. And about 2 years ago, we started seeing Walt every morning. And we would say hello. Then we would stop and talk. And he was always so friendly. He says, well, let's get together for breakfast. And so we got together for breakfast. I think we went to this place. And they're both wonderful people. Irene, she was born in London and spent most of her life in Australia. I think she has 3 passports, a British passport, an Australian passport, and a United States passport. Walt is born in Canada, but spent most of his life in Northern California, a little bit north of San Francisco, but he's retired. And we were at the end of breakfast one day, and Irene looked at us. She says, Walt is 87 years old. Now he's 88. And he walks, and then they go on vacations to the beach, and he goes out and just swims for hours at a time with no life jacket. And Irene is 78 years old. They're fabulous people. They're both big readers. They spend a lot of their time reading and meeting people. But let's take a look at the food. Walt is eating Eggs Benedict. And, yeah, there you go, the Eggs Benedict with hash browns. And Teresa's Eggs Benedict is way better than this. But it's not bad. I had scrambled eggs because it's safe. Never go here and eat the bacon. The bacon they make sucks. Okay. But anyway, that place is called La Palapa de Don Juan. The street that it is on is Paseo Ramon, number 3. Oh, there are my scrambled eggs and hash browns. You can't go bad with that. Okay, let's go back and see what people are talking about. The only Carl's Jr. that I've ever ate at is in Monterrey, Nuevo Leon. I was at my high school reunion. You had your high school reunion at Carl's Jr.? Okay. Don Juan the Lover. Brian, how do I send you a donation? Brian, at the bottom of the screen, there's a little dollar sign. Right below the chat stuff, there's a little dollar sign. I never noticed it, but you click that little dollar sign. I guess they'll ask you for some credit card information. Once you do it one time, then you never have to do it again. But you click the little dollar sign, they'll ask you a couple of questions, and then you can send me money. Thank you very much. Rob's. Oh, that's really pretty. Chicken enchilada? No, I think that was a chicken enchilada, but Teresa ordered that by mistake. What she really wanted was a crepe, and they make excellent crepe, but she ordered the chicken enchilada by mistake. Her and Irene were extremely happy with it. Gladys Nahar, good morning, Gladys. Glad you're in the house. No, it wasn't Walt Disney, Robs. I am a big reader too. Fact finder, truth seeker. Good for you, Robs. Good for you. Okay, now we're going to go to another segment. Now this, let's see, do I still have, I'm looking for something here. Here we go. And we have a regular in the house, Dr. John. He shows up as Joe Griff. I don't see him here this morning, but he has a YouTube channel. And he just started putting out YouTube, and he plays guitar. This week he put out a video. They're called cover videos, where he plays the guitar in the background, I think. And you guys, he only has 3 subscribers. So the link to this video is down below in the description. Click the link, take a check out his video. And after you check out the video, go ahead and subscribe, help the guy out. But that link is below in the description. Okay, we only have one more place we're going to go to here. I'm still meeting interesting people here. Let's just go down here and get started on this. Here we go. Okay, now check this out. This is a very strange story. Oh, I have a subscriber and his name is Gary. And Gary is from, I think he's from San Francisco, but he's a subscriber. He watches all the videos and he's staying at an Airbnb in Ajijic. And we're going to see the Airbnb in a second, and you're going to hear the story about the Airbnb. It's a phenomenal story. But he was talking, he ended up, the Airbnb is in the bar. You're going to see the bar momentarily, but the owners live in the bar, and that's where the Airbnb is. So Gary has meals with this married couple that are Mexican nationals every day. So Gary tells the owners about our videos. And so the owner watched a couple of videos and he emails me and he says, "Thank you for promoting Mexico. Happy to do it. Mexico is fantabulous." And I got to say, I haven't said it enough. I haven't said it in this video, but living in Mexico, I love it. I've been here 16 years, but everybody's really different. Like Rob says, I'm a reader, I'm a researcher, I'm a truth finder. Okay. Some people, there's so many different kinds of people that come down here. You really have to find your own way on how you want to live. All I can say is you really need something to do, something to work on. There are a lot of artists here. You're going to see some artists in this upcoming video. But anyway, Gary told the owner of this bar about my videos, and he emailed me, says, "Thanks for promoting Mexico. We have a bar called La Bodega over in Ajijic, and we invite you and Teresa to come over." So we said, okay, we'll come over. I think it was Wednesday. We'll come Wednesday. Then Teresa gets the idea. You know what? I bet they have special recipes. Maybe they'll let me video them making one of their special dishes. And so anyway, let me introduce you to these people. This is going to be a little tricky. Okay, let's stop the video. Very good. Okay, now, over there on the left, you can see first Teresa, then of course you see me. The guy that I was talking about from California is the third guy. His name is Gary. He's staying in the Airbnb for 3 weeks, trying to figure out if he wants to move to Mexico. The couple to the right of Gary are a couple of my subscribers. We've been out they contacted me and Teresa. We've been out to dinner. We ran into them by accident. On the far right of this image is Marta, who is married to Javier. Javier and Marta. This is their bar. They have operated this bar for 24 years. They've been operating this bar for 24 years. And wait till you see this place. That's just a little corner of the place. But they both grew up in Guadalajara, and Javier's father bought this place when he was a kid. Javier has 11 brothers and sisters, and they were living in Guadalajara. And what you're about to see, his father bought, it must have been like 40 years ago, this house in Ajijic so that they could have a place to go for the weekend with all 11 kids. You want to say, money, 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 money. But anyway, let's go take a look inside. We're going to go in this place, but Brian, oh my God. Oh my God, I gotta pause the video. Brian, thank you so much. Thank you, Brian. Gotta stop I might have to show my face for that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our car's in the shop. It's going to cost about $3,500. We'll get it back in about 4 weeks. Then we can go on the road and make videos again. But thank you so much for that contribution, Brian. Brian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And these contributions really help us because, hey, I'm old, got to pay the bills, got to pay them electricity bills. But let's go back into the bodega. Now, this place was a real trip. Okay, now here we go. Let's go into the bodega, but I'm going to fast forward here. Let's turn the volume off. Don't look at anything. Don't look at anything yet. I got to go back outside where the sign is, where the signs are. Okay. Come on now. The address of this place is 120. Here we go. Here's the sign right there. Okay, here we go. There we go. Pause. Okay, it's called La Bodega de Ajijic. There is the email address. It's at 124, and the street name is September 16th. September 16th is the street name. But we got there around 3:30 in the afternoon, and we had no idea what was about to happen. But they have this sign. Okay, now check out this sign. Uh-oh. Come on now. Come on, help me. Help me show the sign. Help me show the sign. There we go. Show that, hit the, okay. Pause, play. Here we go. Okay, now they have had this bar for 24 years. 24 year Marta y Javier have had this bar, and this is the music live calendar. They have live music every night. And we were there on Wednesday, and that's the night of the open mic. And that starts at 5 o'clock and it goes to 7:30. So you can go to this place and there's live music every night. And we were kind of freaked out. But let's go back to the beginning of the video. Yeah, let's go inside. And I better turn this volume all the way down because this music is surely copyrighted. So as we had already eaten. We ate some food there. They made a special dish. But right now, as we shoot this video, it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm going to answer some questions here shortly. But I'm going to say, of all the people that you're going to see in this video, they're all pretty much Americans or Canadians. And the video is playing a little jerky, but as by 6 o'clock, this place was full. I mean, just full of people. It's open mic night, and there's Marta there. There's Teresa. That's Chris, our friend. And in a second, you're going to see the band. And I talk about, well, you kind of need to have things to do when you move to Mexico. And look, all the tables are pretty much full. And look how big this place is. Marta and Javier live here. They live upstairs, and then they have an Airbnb upstairs. And Gary said that the prices were extremely reasonable. But and it's open mic night, so people I'm not playing the audio here because the music is copyrighted. But okay, so it's open mic night. This young lady is singing a tune. Marta loves her music, but we're gonna move ahead in this video a bit. Okay, that's Larry. We met Larry. He plays in places almost every night. And he has, I think, like 5 bands. He plays the guitar. He plays the harmonica. He's very friendly. He's an Air Force brat. He's lived all over the world. We met him for the first time that night, and we became friends with him. And you can see now you got almost a whole band up there. And these guys play in bars almost every night somewhere in Chapala or Ajijic. But all of these people became our friends. And Marta's, now in a second, we're going to see somebody else that comes to the bar on a regular basis, I think. But look at all these people. It's Wednesday at about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and this place is packed. I'm looking for this one person I want to show you. Here we go. Okay, now we have Gary. He's drinking some kind of, I think it's beef, gin and tonic. But right to the right of Gary is Mikey. And Mikey comes down. His father brings him to the bar every Wednesday and Friday nights. He loves the cheeseburgers. And when we came in, none of these other people were here. It was just us and Marta and Javier. And Mikey is a subscriber. I think he may have cerebral palsy, but Marta was feeding him his favorite cheeseburgers and French fries. And now he's just listening to music and enjoying himself. But this is a family environment. Marta and Javier have brought all of these people into their lives, and it's just a beautiful thing. Okay. We'll move ahead. We'll get out of this video soon. Now they have a little shop in here. There's Marta saying hello to everyone. Only one with the Cobra Boca. Okay. And okay, I'm out of here soon. Okay, I think that is about the end of this video. But the name of the place is La Bodega. The address is 124, the 16th of September. It's in Ajijic. It's not in the center of Ajijic, but there are all kinds of houses around, lots of people to meet. And we met, I'm going to say most of the people in this bar were subscribers to Bill the Geek. People were walking up to me and saying, and people do this very nonchalantly, but they'll say, I watch your videos. Thanks a lot. It's hilarious. But anyway, also we met a woman. Her name is Tracy. Tracy's a subscriber. She's only lived here for 2 weeks. She's finding her way. She'll be here until December, and she's figuring out, well, can I live in Mexico? Can I live in Ajijic? All kinds of people, but it was really interesting meeting the band members, and they were so talented. And then people from the audience were bringing instruments and singing songs, and all of these people were a little bit older than me. I'm 65, but these people were very youthful, very friendly. The more people I meet in Ajijic, I'm finding that specifically, now we live in a gated community, so it's in Chapala. But if you don't live in a gated community and you live, if you have an apartment or a house in the city of Ajijic, then you can meet real people. Join the Lake Chapala Society, which is also the street it's on is 16 of September. In Spanish, you would say Septiembre 16. And I think it's number 17, but you meet so many people, and so many of these people are very artistic. You have so many artists, thinkers, musicians, really friendly people. And we made friends with these people in like one day. Now we're like the family of Marta and Javier and Mikey. The guy I think he has cerebral palsy, but we have, we're strangers here. We've only lived here for 3 years, but it's been a beautiful experience. Linda Burns, Bill, are there any electric cars or charging stations in Mexico, or specifically the Lake Chapala area? Linda Burns, we have a neighbor. She lives 4 or 5 houses down. She has an electric car. I don't know where she charges it, but she has a brand new electric car. When we lived in Guadalajara, they were starting to put in electric charging stations. So yes, there are electric cars here, and there are electric charging stations. The one in Chapala, I don't know where it is. There are only like 3 gas stations, maybe 4 gas stations between Chapala and Ajijic. I don't know where the electric the electric charger is. If somebody knows, let us all know. Brian, my pleasure. This does not come free at all costs, and I enjoy listening. Brian, thank you immensely for your donation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Raymond Grant, joining you late from Alberta, Canada. We'll have to watch the recording. Okay, dude, yep. Miguel Salas, how long a walk from Chapala Malecon to the Ajijic Malecon? Okie dokie, that is an excellent question. Okay, from the Chapala Malecon. Well, okay, let me think about this. East. The Chapala Malecon is going to end on the west side of town. And then you can walk to Ajijic, but that's going to take you about, I'm going to say, a good half an hour to walk to Ajijic. I'm thinking you're going to want to take the bus or ride your bicycle, but it's going to be a good half an hour walk. And I'm saying, because you're going to leave the Chapala Malecon, and then to get to the Ajijic Malecon, you got to walk through most of Ajijic, or a good halfway through it. So I'm going to say from the end of the Chapala Malecon to the beginning of the Ajijic Malecon, that's going to take you about an hour. But if you do it early in the morning or in the early evening, it'll be very enjoyable and pleasant. And there are a lot of places to stop and get things to eat, have a beer, a Coke, and a smile. Let's see what else is going on here. Rob's, nice neighborhood where the restaurant is. Yeah, the La Bodega. La Bodega is in an excellent neighborhood. Very clean. It's surrounded by houses. And the good thing about this place is it's going to be 5 nights a week. They're going to have American music. The local band guys are going to come out. But then on Saturday night and Saturday and Sunday night, it's all Mexican music, Mexican bands, Mexican dancing. And those nights, they stay open until 11 o'clock at night. Ooh, I don't know if I'd want to be their neighbor. Okay. Raymond. Okay, Miguel. Rob's. Nice neighborhood. Fab Taylor. Good morning, Bill. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Fab. Thanks for joining us. We're glad you're here. Rob's. This is more like a choir. That's funny. 6 p.m. med time. Time for meds, nurse. Yeah, Rob says, very nice environment. Yeah, and there was one woman there named Tracy. I talked about her a second ago. Tracy is 61, and she's only been here 2 weeks from Los Angeles, trying to find her way, but and she's single. I think she would be Trace. What? $20 from Trace? Trace, thank you. Trace, thank you so much. Yahoo! Trace, how do I say your name? Do I say Trace or do I say Tracy? Oh, thank you. Wow. We got the big donors in here today. Gotta like that. Hey. Thank you so much. But Tracy, who spells her name like this, she's 61 and she's very attractive. And she was saying, well, but the men, all the men I'm meeting are now this is what she said. She says, the men I'm meeting are like 70 years old and they can't hear. I mean, that's what she told me. So you can see in the restaurant, it was a very mature audience. But if you give all these people a chance to live, I was very surprised. All the band had gray hair, but they were rocking just like Mick Jagger. They were excellent musicians. Women were playing the drums. Women were playing guitars. Women were singing. Their voices were robust. So I guess it's a, what would you call it? I don't want to say racist. It's not racist. Prejudice. Prejudice against people with gray hair. That's what it is. If you give these people a chance, just like anybody, just like the guy you saw in the wheelchair, the people with gray hair, the black people you might see there, though I was the only one. I guess if you just give people a chance and let them show who they are and communicate with them but anyway, the experience in that place was wonderful. Okay, Rob's Trace, Bill, yes, you work your butt off. The info is really valuable. I was thinking of going to San Miguel, but I think I will visit Ajijic. I will try the Airbnb at the Bodega. Thanks for everything, Trace. Thank you. Glad to be of service. Gary told me that the Airbnb, he said it's a studio, and he said it's a little small, but he said everything was modern. And you're there with Marta and her husband, and you have festivities in there every night. So you can meet people every night. I'm not going to tell you what he told me he was paying for rent for a nightly rate, because when he told me what he was paying per night for 3 weeks, it was a mind-blowing figure on the low end. And he kind of told me that he didn't know if he should tell me what he was paying. Like maybe he was getting a really, really good rate, but it was not expensive. And Marta and Harvey Air are fabulous people. I just know that Gary's staying there. I said, well, how long you been here? How long you going to stay? He said 3 weeks. I don't know if he's at the end of the 3 weeks, beginning, but contact them. You saw the email on the sign. You can rewind the video, go back to the email on the sign at La Bodega. Oh, and I'm going to do a video this week, I think, on all the video that we shot, because Teresa went into the kitchen and did a video on their most popular meal. And this was a shrimp and rice meal with a special sauce. And the dish was, quote unquote, invented by, it's either Marta's father or Javier's father. And Teresa's going to do a video on this dish, I believe, this week. The video's done. She's just waiting to get some original music to put behind it. But anyway, let's move ahead. Rob, rhymes with case, mace, pace, face, taste, waste, a face, stace, base. Okay, so coming up this week, let's see what I've covered. Miguel, I was walking 2 hours a day. That is wide distance. As from Chapala to Ajijic walking. Okay, yeah, Miguel. I would say that would be from Malecon to Malecon. That's going to take you 45 minutes to an hour. I wouldn't suggest doing it at noon, because the sun's going to be high, and every day it can be August or December. It's not going to be humid, but it's going to be 80, 85 degrees. You're going to burn up. But early in the morning or early evening, the sun's going to be behind the mountains. You're going to see beautiful trees, beautiful mountains for most of the trip. Okay, who else is in the house? Who has the questions? And we do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. If you're not a subscriber, you want to hit the subscribe button. We have much more to come. Phil, good morning from Connecticut, Bill. What's the best area to get an Airbnb that's walkable to stores, restaurants, etc.? I don't mind walking a mile or two. Good question. The Airbnb that I just showed at La Bodega is smack dab in the middle of Ajijic, in the middle of everything. In the description below, Phil, there's the phone number for Fernando. That is a Mexican phone number, and he drives people. He's bilingual, and I believe he manages one of the best Airbnbs in the area. But I'm going to have to look around, because there's another Airbnb that we know the owners. I met them when I was getting my passport. They were getting their passport. She's a Mexican national. I believe he's Cuban. They have a restaurant, and it's an Airbnb also, but I'll have to look around. Phil, are you from Ohio? I had to walk 2 miles in dead of winter. Oh, yeah, that's Ohio is not much fun. Okay, you guys, anybody, this is questions and answers and stories. Axel Foley, do 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 do. Beverly Hills Cops, if you don't know that music. Thank you very much. Eric Drews, Ajijic Central is where you want your Airbnb. I get to walk everywhere. Very good. Thank you very much, Eric. Yeah, you want to be in Central. Just look up Airbnb Ajijic and have your map handy. But if you can be in El Central, and as I've said for the last couple of weeks, my cousin now lives right smack dab in the middle of Ajijic. She's extremely happy. She's meeting people. She's doing her artwork. She's taking hikes. She's making lots of new friends, and her life is totally turned around. So I would love, I mean, I could live in downtown Ajijic if I had a nice apartment. That's all I ask. A nice apartment with modern stuff and high-speed internet. Then you just walk to the little shops, walk to restaurants, meet people. You can have friends next door across the street. I tell you what, if you are Spanish language challenged, living, and you know, I think this is like maybe my live broadcast number 12, something like that. And I've been telling, and people are looking for inexpensive places to live. Well, where can I live this cheap? Because when I showed you the house from Katie Ibarra in the gated community called El Dorado, okay, what? You're going to pay $385,000 for that house. You're going to be in a secluded community. Okay, whatever, but you're close to Ajijic. So what is my point? Oh, to get a really cheap place to stay, you might want to stay in San Nicolas de Ibarra, which is only 10 minutes from Chapala, but it's a very small place. You would need a car. There's only like maybe 2 or 3 Americans that live there. That's not true. And they have a gated community there that you can go to, but you can live really cheap. If the further you get away from Ajijic, the less money you're going to spend. But then you're going to have to speak Spanish to meet people. And I have met, that goes 2 ways. Like the lady, Katie, we did the video, the house was $148,000. The woman that lived there was an American. She was about 70 years old, very, very feisty, super healthy. But San Nicolas Ibarra is away from things. She had a car, and she spent almost all of her time sitting on her porch, looking at the mountains and reading books and cooking. She was an avid reader. She didn't mention that she had friends that would come over to the house. I'm sure she did. Excuse me. But if you're going to move away from the expats, and if you don't have anything to do, you can get kind of lonely. So it depends on how Spanish challenged you are and how willing you are to learn the language. If you can learn some Spanish, live in a Mexican national environment, you will meet friends. But if your Spanish is challenged, you might be very lonely. But everything's going to be cheap, but I think you really need something to do. One Gypsy Traveler, thank you very much. Thank you, One Gypsy Traveler from Kentucky. Thank you very much. It's $1.99. That's a lot of food down here in Mexico. I'm telling you, that's 40 pesos. 40 pesos, you can buy a meal. I mean, like a real meal. You can buy so much food, you'll fall down. You won't be able to walk out of the restaurant for 40 pesos. One Gypsy Traveler, thank you so much. Muy poquito, sí, muy poquito, just a little. But now I think that I was prejudiced against the whole concept of Ajijic because I didn't know any people that lived in Ajijic. Nobody. And it kind of turned me off that, all these American Canadians, they didn't speak any Spanish. And I thought it was kind of insulting to Mexico. Why would you move to Mexico to just hang out with Americans and Canadians? But the people that I'm meeting are fabulous people. These Americans, these Canadians that we're running into, it's just like they've become family. I mean, people down here become family. Get-togethers. They get together and play dominoes, sing songs. So I'm falling more in love with Ajijic. But whatever. Speaking English is fun, but I sure am glad that I speak Spanish, and the more Spanish that I speak, the more Spanish that I learn. And I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I'm learning. I can understand a lot. I can speak a lot, but I'm learning every day. Linda Burns, where does one get a good map of the lakeside area? I'm still in the U.S. I tell you what, Linda, I would say the best map you can get is just go to Google. Go to Google Maps. Go to Google Maps and type in Chapala, Jalisco. Chapala, Jalisco. And Google Maps will take you right to the town of Chapala. Or you can type in Ajijic, Jalisco. Okay? For Ajijic, you don't even have to put in Jalisco, okay? Then zoom in, Google Maps, look around Ajijic or Chapala, then zoom out and take the little hand tool and just drag the map around. I'd say that's going to be the best map you're going to get. Now, it's amazing. Technology is so amazing, because when I was writing and illustrating children's books, I traveled throughout the United States. I was in 600 elementary schools from California to Connecticut to Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Nebraska. And I just had my Jeep, a bunch of computer equipment, and one of those big atlas maps with the entire United States. But now, every Uber driver that I've been in a Uber car with has this thing. It's called Waze. I think it's W-A-Z-E. Oh, yeah. Let me look. I'm going to look on my phone and make sure I got that right. Oh, somebody's at our front door. Who cares? Yeah, Waze. W-A-Z-E. It is free. Okay, I'm talking about Google Maps. Who has the best map? Google Maps is up to date. But this app, it's free. You can download it. It's called Waze, W-A-Z-E. And whenever I go anywhere, like if I'm going to Jocotepec, if I'm going into Guadalajara, into a certain street, to a certain restaurant, to a certain museum, I just open up my phone, open Waze, I put in that address, and Waze takes you there. They have a little lady or man, it's your preference, that talks to you. You can see a map. It shows you how far you need to go before the next turn is coming up. And why am I saying this? I'm saying that Google Maps, all of these satellites that are hooked up to these, I've gone to little small, really small towns, and I go into Waze. I go into Waze, and Google Maps will do the same thing for you. So for getting around, the map system is amazing. If you have a cell phone, you have Google Maps on your cell phone, or you download Waze, W-A-Z-E, you can get to anywhere you want to go. And with Google Maps, it used to be sometimes I'll get lost in Ajijic, like I'm looking for some little restaurant or something, but I can turn on Google Maps, and Google Maps will put a little blue dot and tell me right where I am. And when I walk, you can see the little blue dot moving. So if you know where you're going, the little dot tells you, are you walking away from where you want to go, or are you walking to where you want to go? But Linda, that was kind of a long drawn out answer, but just go to Google Maps, search for Chapala, and then just start going around the lake. Robs, if we moved to San Miguel, will you and T come and stay with us? Sure, Rob. Move on out there. Sure, Rob. San Miguel. The first place I ever lived in Mexico when I was 19. I was in college, but I can't remember the name of the pueblo. It's north of Guadalajara. And we had about 30 college students from Dartmouth, all staying with families, different families, for 9 weeks. And we took a custom coach bus to San Miguel. And I don't know about now, but San Miguel, once a year, they used to have the running of the bulls. And people would come from all over the world to see the running of the bulls. Now, I was kind of disappointed because when we went to see the running of the bulls, it was on the square downtown, and they only had 6 bulls, okay? But it was exciting, and the goal of the running of the bulls was to be the hero of the day. You're supposed to run at a bull and jump right over his head, between his horns, and go all the way behind him. So one guy attempted to do this, and the bull turned his head, horn went right through his heart, and the guy died. But anyway, that was one of my first Mexico experiences, was the running of the bulls in San Miguel. And I met some super wealthy people. It was crazy. These people came from all over the world to see these 6 bulls run around town. There's a lot of people. But whatever. Yeah, Robs, we will come and visit. Trace, Bill, there has to be other black folks there. No? Do you know if Queenie, the single black woman, is still there? She was interviewed by another YouTuber. Okay, Trace, let's talk about black people in Mexico. When I lived in Puerto Vallarta, I rarely saw black people. And they may be, unless my sister came to Puerto Vallarta. Rumor had it at the time there were out of 300,000+ people in Puerto Vallarta. They were saying that there were like 30 black people in Puerto Vallarta. In Guadalajara, I'm searching my database up here. I didn't see any black people in Guadalajara for 3 years. In Chapala, there are black people. My cousin's black. I see black women here. I occasionally see black people in Ajijic. I don't know what the number is. It's not a sizable population. Like if you go to Walmart, which is one of the most popular places, you might see a black person once a month. But no, there's not. I don't see hardly any black people everywhere I've been in Mexico, and many times, if they are black, they are not from America. They'll be from like Venezuela or south portions of Mexico. So no, the black population is very small. And Queen Michelle. Teresa is my wife, Teresa, Queen Michelle, she's a big fan of Queen Michelle. And Queen Michelle has a large Facebook presence. So Teresa watches her stuff, what she's doing on Facebook. And there's a OXXO, which is like 7-Eleven. I need to do a video on OXXO, but there's an OXXO. We can walk there in like 10 minutes from here. And we're in the parking lot of OXXO, and Teresa starts freaking out. She says, there's Queen Michelle. There's Queen Michelle. And she had just pulled up in a car next to us with her friend, Nana. Okay. And Teresa went over and we talked to her and and we exchanged business cards, and Queen Michelle was very bashful. But anyway, no, there's not a big black presence here. We saw Queen Michelle, I guess it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know if she is here right now. Okay, let's answer more question. Family is good, cuz I hate my family here. I'm happy that I'm here and my family is in the United States. Brian, I use that was, works great. Was is the bomb. Gigi, on the go. They pronounce it ways? Oh, okay, ways, okay. Ways, like ways. Thank you, Gigi. Trace, Bill, what you are talking about is why I left San Miguel de Allende after living there for 4 years. I was so disappointed that most Americans and Canadians did not speak Spanish and hung together. Yeah. It's it's a real catch-22. I'm with Teresa. Teresa speaks no English. I've been with her for 6 or 7 years. She never, ever speaks English. Ever. Never, ever. So unless I speak Spanish, what's going to happen? And then we hang out with her family members, like when I showed you the doctor at home video, there's Aurelio. We'll get together. He lives down in Puerto Vallarta, of course, but when we get together with her family, it's all Spanish. And when I go over to her mother's house in Guadalajara on Sundays, there's always 50 to 100 people there. There's no English being spoken. When I go to the grocery store, I go to 7-Eleven, I go to the gas station, I'm walking on the street, I see people, I want to order bacon, I want to get some eggs or whatever. It's all Spanish. All of my neighbors, I have 2 neighbors that are Americans. A couple of Americans live across the street, but the neighbors that we hang out with, most of them speak Spanish. So it's a real catch-22. There are some Americans and some Canadians down here that speak no Spanish. But going back to this bar here, let's see, bands. Let's see, let's turn, the volume is off. I don't know if I can find this guy. I wish I could, but, there we go, right there. This guy right here playing the guitar with the hat on, his name is Larry, and he's super bilingual. And, when we were in this bar and we spoke with Marta and Javier, Marta speaks a little English, but most of the time we were talking with her, we would speak in Spanish. Javier speaks English. Larry is the guitarist there. He's an Air Force brat, so I think he graduated from college in Santa Cruz, California. But to be bilingual down here, that's, and the more Spanish you speak, the more doors that open. Okay. One Gypsy Traveler. Thanks again, One Gypsy Traveler, for your donation. Are there any houseboats on the lake that can be rented to live in, like they do in the States? That's an excellent question. They have a marina here in Chapala. But the boats aren't very big because most of Lake Chapala is pretty shallow in this area. I think they have a small marina in Ajijic. I have never run in to anybody living on a boat. If you want to live in a marina, you may consider Puerto Vallarta. They have a giant marina. A lot of people live on boats there. And the place in Puerto Vallarta is called the Marina. It's a fabulous community. Fabulous community, lots of restaurants. It's beautiful, and you can rent a boat to live in the marina in Puerto Vallarta. Then you're on the ocean and you can go to the beach, but then you will have to deal with humidity. But if you're on a boat, you're on the ocean, so you're going to have an ocean breeze almost all the time. But consider Puerto Vallarta if you want to live on a boat. Okay, Jack Webb, my parents lived in a retirement community in Santa Barbara. They were a few blocks from Safeway. Several of the old folks would pull a small wagon to the grocery store. Can we do that at Walmart? Okay, let me think about that. Several of the old folks would pull a small wagon to the grocery store. Can we do that at Walmart? So, Jack, it sounds like what you're saying is, can you pull a wagon to Walmart? Dodio, if you live in Ajijic, Ajijic is a truck from Walmart. It's not a long truck, but it's about a good half mile. And the sidewalks are okay, but they're not really wagon friendly. I would say just take a taxi. You'd be better off just taking a taxi. That's what I would do. Trace, now, black folks seem to be going to Merida. Okay, we have to go to Merida and see what's going on. Thank you, Trace. Miguel Salas, I think Linda simply wants a paper map. Okay, is there a store that sells paper maps in Chapala? There probably is. We were looking for a map. We couldn't find one. When I lived in Vallarta, I was trying to find a map. Went to bookstores, couldn't find a map. We went to the gas stations, which are called Pemex, couldn't find a map. We went to OXXO, which is like 7-Eleven, couldn't find a map. Most people just use their cell phones. They use Waze. Even homeless Mexican nationals have cell phones, okay? So paper maps, I have never seen anybody in 16 years with a paper map in Mexico. Not to say that they don't exist, but we have looked for them and we have not found one. All right. Okay, James Smith, did you have difficulty buying and registering your car? Linda Burns, thank you very much for that donation of 40 pesos as another meal. We can have 2 big meals out this week. You guys don't understand. It's like to buy a tamale on the street, that's like 12 pesos, which is like 60 cents. 60 cents, 12 pesos. Oh, so with like 40 pesos, I can buy like 8 tamales. I can't eat 8 tamales. That's a phenomenal amount of cash. Thank you so much, Linda Burns. Okay, now, I think Linda, James Smith, Oh, okay. Okay, now cars, if you're coming, okay. I drove my car. I had already owned the car when I came. I was already living in Mexico. I went up there had something to do, came back with a car. That was like 10 years ago. I had a 2-year visa. Now, all of this changes all of the time legally in Mexico. So I had a 2-year visa. And because I had a 2-year visa, the car was part of me. The car was like my foot, okay? Because I had a 2-year visa, my foot had a 2-year visa. And because I had a visa, my car had a 2-year visa. Okay, thus I didn't need Mexican license plates. I had 2 sets of my license plates with this car. One time I had Maryland license plates. The second time I had Ohio license plates. Okay, so that 2-year visa was running out. Then I had to get another 2-year visa. And at that time, my attorney I had a couple of different attorneys. One attorney said, well, after this 2-year visa, you're going to have to get a permanent visa. But if I got a permanent visa, then I was going to have to sell my car in the United States. The laws down here about cars are very strange that come from the United States. A lot of Americans, you can get a 1-year visa, a 2-year visa, a 3-year visa, a 4-year visa from what I understand, but my attorneys say 3 years the minimal. And for those visas, you can have United States license plates. And that's all you have. You can have a United States driver's license or a Mexican driver's license, and you can drive that car. But once you get a permanent visa, suddenly you've got problems. I don't even know if you can sell your car. It's almost like the Mexican government, once you get a permanent visa, they want you to get rid of your American car and buy a car in Mexico. That's all I know on that. I'm saying if you're coming down here with a car, short term, 1 or 2, 3 years, get a visa for like 3 years. But if you're going to get a permanent visa, sell your car in the United States, buy another car down here. There you go. Okay, now what's going on? Let's see. How do you get health care there? Okay, let's back up a little bit. Gigi. Gigi, how do you get health care here? For small stuff, okay. Okay. There are free ways to get health care. You can pay for health care, and then there's serious health care. Okay, so let's talk free. Free. One night I fell down because I sleepwalk from times to times, not a lot, but I do it like once every 3 years. But I fell down and I got a really big gash on my head. And I was bleeding profusely. And so I put some paper towel on it, but it kept bleeding and bleeding. And Teresa said, oh, we've got to go to the hospital. We've got to go to the hospital. And she got in the car. It was like 1 o'clock at night. And she took me to the Red Cross. Here it's called Cruz Rosa, Red Cross. And she takes me to the Red Cross. They took me right in. They cleaned it up. Then they put stitches in it. And I was in and out of there in like 45 minutes. And I says, okay, how much do I pay you guys? And they said, oh, you don't pay us anything. It's free. Okay, fine. Okay. That was pretty cool. That was free. I don't know what other things they do there for free. Teresa and I, okay, now there's free. I don't know all that the Red Cross will do for free. Now, Teresa and I were feeling ill. We got really sick in January. I think we had the virus before people really knew what it was. So you can go to most pharmacies or many pharmacies and they have a doctor at the pharmacy. It's a real doctor. With the doctor equipment, this room is not very big, but his office will be about as big as this room, very small. And, you know, he can take your temperature. He's got stethoscopes, and he can check you out and all that kind of stuff. I said, oh, you need this kind of drug or that kind of drug. You're at the pharmacy. He can prescribe you drugs. That's going to cost you 50 pesos. The last time we went, which was January, which is $2.50. Okay, I had a full checkup in Puerto Vallarta. They checked everything. They checked everything with x-rays and I paid them $250. As you can see, we're talking all out of the pocket expenses. One time I had a hole in the bottom of my foot. It was like just it wasn't really a hole, but it was an area where it was a hole. And so Teresa took me to a foot doctor, and the foot doctor, it ended up I just had dry skin. So he spent like an hour. He had these special tools and almost like a little buzz saw, and he took off a lot of dry skin. Okay, so that takes him an hour and a half. He gets in, I say, well, how much do I owe you? He says, oh, that'll be 200 pesos. So the guy's with me for an hour and a half. 200 pesos is $10. Okay, then there's dental care. I mean, I have about 8 crowns in my mouth, all from Mexico. Those are like 4,000 pesos a pop. That's $200 for a crown. Me and Teresa went get our teeth cleaned when we first came here to Chapala. We go to this place called Dental Express in Chapala, Ajijic. And for 2 of us, both to get our teeth cleaned, I said, well, how much is that? Okay, it was 450 pesos. So that's 2 people to get their teeth cleaned, a total of $23. So generally speaking, health care for minor stuff, you get the flu, even if you break your arm. I bet if you break your arm, I bet it's going to cost you about 4,000 pesos, maybe 3,000 pesos, $150, $200. So where the big money is going to be spent is if you have a stroke, if you have a heart attack, what else is there? If you catch COVID, then that's going to cost you somewhere between $5,000 to $12,000. Now, in that case, you want insurance. And Teresa and I have insurance, but I've never used it. I pay $1,200 a year for the insurance. I've never used it. And I think my deductible is like $3,000. So, you know, if I need some health care, I'm covered, but most of the time you can afford to just pay out of your pocket for about anything that you need. Okay, let's keep on moving here. CMT 63, do realtors who represent rentals mainly represent gated communities? We want to find a rental in Ajijic, a rental. Oh, okay. CMT 63, I believe, in the description there is a link to a lady. I think her name is Rhea, something like that. She only does rentals in the Chapala Ajijic area. No, she does not only represent gated communities. She represents anybody that's trying to rent a place. But she has a website listed below in the description. And I think her phone number is down there also. Go to her website. I think her email is down there also. Okay, Brian, is there more than one San Miguel? I don't know. I know that there's San Miguel Allende, and that's where I was for the running of the bull, but you have to look around. Just Google it, and you will find out. Thank you, Brian, very much. Jack Webb, I met more in the San Antonio area. Oh, okay. Now, Jack is asking a question about San Antonio. And a lot of people probably don't know what San Antonio is. So So over here you have our Ajijic, and then over here you have Chapala. And between Chapala and Ajijic is San Antonio. And San Antonio, there's only one road going through San Antonio, so to speak. It's a very nice community, but if they have a population that's maybe 2,000 people, they have their own plaza, they have their own Malecon, there's a private hospital there. So to take your wagon that you're talking about from San Antonio to Walmart would be cool. That would be a good thing because you can put your wagon on the bicycle path. And the bicycle path is brand new, totally smooth. And the bicycle path is not only used for bicycles, a lot of bikers use, a lot of walkers use the bicycle path. It's really smooth. You put your wagon on the bicycle path. There's a red light right in front of Walmart, and you can take your little wagon right across the street into Walmart, no problem. Cool beans for you, Jack Webb. Robs, if you have a lot of people, you can push a station wagon to the Walmart. Okay, all right. Yeah, Autumn Green enjoyed that. Eric Drew, CMT agents have Centro listings too. Okay. Thanks, Eric. Now, real quick, nobody's asked me about this, but real estate agents in Mexico is totally different than in the United States, because in the United States, they have the multiple listing service. And once a house goes up for sales, pretty much any broker or agency can sell that, can view the house, sell the house, whatever. They don't have multiple listing services in Mexico. They do have like Century 21 over here. They'll have a Lloyd's over there, but they're all separate entities. So Century 21 may know of these houses that are for sale, but they won't tell the people over at this brokerage that this house is for sale. And it's like, well, if Century 21 has it up for sale, then other brokerage people can't come and view it or buy it or sell it, or they may not even know it exists. It's crazy. It's totally different. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay, Jack Webb. Brian, Bill, he's saying, Paul Lou. Hey, Bill, you might find a paper map at a local municipal office. I'll have to look into that. Thank you, Paul. Brian, Maiden. Bill, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Brian, thank you for your donation, and you have a super great weekend. Okay, Jack Webb, speaking of eating cheap tamales and only eating one or two, I once ate 24 tacos at Matamoros. I was 18 and stupid. Couldn't do it now if my life depended on it. No. Oh my God. See, Rob, so what you're saying is you can free fall for free. Ha ha ha. Robs, you have more crowns than Queen Elizabeth. Okay. Axel Foley, living in Mexico and not speaking the Spanish is a big handicap. You won't be able to communicate. That can get frustrating. And truly immerse yourself in the culture, people, history, etc. Axel Foley is so right. I'm can't figure out what my lighting, what's up with my light situation. Let's pull this, there we go. Brighten things up a little bit. Axel Foley is so right. Learn Spanish. That's all I can say. Learn some Spanish. Okay, Robs, how much is it if the cartel breaks your arm? Ha ha ha. Ooh. Okay, what's going on with the lighting system? Sometimes the light is good. sometimes it ain't right. Tony Burgos. Hey, Bill. Just bought a condo in Jocotepec. We will be neighbors soon. Can't wait to meet you. Tony, I will be very interested in your experience in Jocotepec. Right now we're having car problems, so we're off the road for about 4 more weeks minimum. But that's the video I want to do once our car is up and running. CMT63, my husband wants to know how the battery situation is with your drone. He can't wait to get down there and fly his helicopters. My battery situation is good. I got 4 brand new batteries and now I'm charging them up appropriately. He would know what that means. Also, he can fly his helicopters or drones anywhere you want to, unlike the United States. Okie dokie, you guys. We're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for showing up again. This week we're putting together a couple of food videos. I'm going to take a couple of walking trips this week. And so I should have a couple of walking videos up, if not this week, the following week, but we will be publishing some food videos this week for sure. And I think that I will have my walking videos, and these should be unique walks that you haven't seen before. So stay tuned to see what's going on. Duolingo, what resources? Bill, what resources do you use to learn Spanish? I've been studying Spanish for a long time, but when I got to Puerto Vallarta, I bought Rosetta Stone. I really like Rosetta Stone. At that time, it was $400, but it's very in-depth, and they go over a lot. It's fun. It's like a game. You know, they show you an orange. Here's an orange. Here's an apple. Here's the letter A. Here's the number 18. Here's the number 20. And they help me out a lot with just basic things like, what is a light? How do you say computer? What is a street? And it's a game. And as you answer these questions, you get scores. And if you're not happy with your scores, then you can go back to the beginning and get a better score. They have listening questions. They have writing questions. So you can learn. And like family relationships, like here's grandpa, here's grandma, here's Uncle Tony, this is my neighbor, stuff like that. And it's with audio. It was $400 like 10 years ago. Now, from my understanding, is you can get Rosetta Stone for $200, and that covers multiple languages. I bought Rosetta Stone for Teresa, and she has learned a lot of English. She understands English, but she doesn't speak it. I've heard a lot about Duolingo also. I've never tried it. I've got Rosetta Stone. I paid for it. I use it. But Rosetta Stone has helped me out a lot. Other people have said they watch Mexican situation comedies in Spanish. That helps people. Some people say they listen to Mexican music or music in Spanish. That helps a lot of people. So the best thing you can do is practice speaking Spanish with someone. Even if that other person speaks Spanish terribly, at least you're thinking in Spanish, you're trying with the verbs, you're thinking and trying. Of course, the really best way is to know someone whose Spanish is their culture. That's how they were born, or they lived in a Spanish-speaking country, so they're fluent, so that they can talk real Spanish, which means some slang, some variations. They might speak it very rapidly, and you have to listen very rapidly, but someone who is friendly with you enough that you can ask them questions. And there are people that you need to practice with someone on a regular basis, even if it's only once a week. Twice a week is better. But there's a bunch of computer stuff. And then study your words. Study your verbs. Study your nouns. Have a little piece of paper somewhere in your computer where you're looking at words and learning new words. Learning Spanish is like love, and love is a verb, and learning Spanish is a verb. So the best way to do is to practice. Okay, now. Classes. Yeah, there you go, classes. And if you want to take some Spanish classes, there's a guy in the description below. His name is Alejandro. He is Teresa's cousin. He's an attorney and lives in Guadalajara. He'll teach you Spanish one-on-one. His contact information is in the description below. Woo! Yes, Mexican movies help and are funny. CMT63, Rob, I watch Spanish Butterfly on YouTube also. That's funny. How about Spanish Fly? Just kidding, amor. All right, you guys, it's close to noon. This is interesting. It is very close to noon, you guys. And when I end this live broadcast, that is the end of my week. And I don't do anything on Sunday or Monday. Of course, I'm always doing something. If you have a time and an empty finger that's available close to your computer, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We have more videos to come. And for you guys that show up regularly, thank you very much. Love you all. For you guys that figured out how to make a donation, thank you very much. That helps us pay our electricity bills and that kind of stuff. Thank you. Love you all very much. Jordan White. Adios, folks. Axel Foley. Adios, Jordan White. 1 p.m. here. Robs, we hate it when you end the broadcast. That's funny. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll have more next week. I don't know what. I'll be looking for special moments. Claudia, like this video. Oh, yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, I can broadcast 24/7. I'd do like a Jerry Lewis telethon. Agree. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. This is Bill the Geek. Love you guys. Live a good life. And if you live in a cold place, enjoy the weather while you can. Love you guys much. Adios, Eric Drews. Adios. And I'll check you guys next weekend. Let's see. This is Bill Lewis, broadcasting not live from Chapala, Mexico. Adios, amigos. Oh.